Canon hit the mark with their Vixia HF G10, so when they decided to upgrade their flagship camcorder, they didn't stray far. Let's take a look at the G20. Hey everyone, I'm Mia. Small steps of improvement is the route that Canon took with the latest installment to the G series camcorders. The G20 has a new sensor that offers better low-light performance. If you're not familiar with this line, let's go over the basics of what you can expect from this high-end model. The G20 is a camcorder that captures 24 megabit per second HD video at 1080 at 60i, 30p, and 24p. It's equipped with a new 1/3 inch CMOS Pro image sensor. Skin tones and colors in general are very true to life. Canon claims that the low light sensitivity of this sensor is 1.2 lux, about 20% better than its predecessor, the G10. While I didn't do a side-by-side comparison, I would say that the footage I captured in low light with the G20 is the best I've seen from a consumer camcorder. Plus, the manufacturer says you'll see a 280% improvement in the dynamic range of this camera versus the Vixia HF S series. So your highlights and shadows should be well defined and true to life. For the most part, I found that to be true. The sensor is paired with a built-in 10x 30.4 to 304 millimeter lens. Now that's the 35 millimeter equivalent, and it has an 8-blade iris. What that means to you is that you'll get a nice long zoom and crisp detail, even when you're zoomed all the way in. The iris will keep your wide angles and backgrounds looking smooth and professional, especially when you're working with a shallow depth of field. The geared manual focus ring is a nice option for those who are looking for more control over their shot. It's not a common feature for palm-sized consumer camcorders. The mode lever on the G20 offers 3 different settings: full auto, manual, and cinema. In full auto mode, the camcorder is going to pick all of the settings for you based on what it can tell about your shooting conditions. But what's nice about the G20 is that you also have a full range of manual control options by switching to manual mode. It offers exposure modes and compensation options that DSLR users will be familiar with. If you move that mode switch over to the M, then you can pull up several exposure mode choices in the menu. They are program, shutter priority, aperture priority, and manual. That final mode, manual, allows you to adjust the aperture, shutter speed, and gain. Sliding that exposure mode lever over one more to the cinema option will tell your camcorder to adjust your frame rate and several other image-related settings to give your footage a cinematic look. This is also the mode that you need to access all of the G20's cinema filters. There are 9 options, like vivid, nostalgic, and dramatic black and white to choose from. You can preview the effect on your LCD. And then Canon lets you go even further by adjusting the color depth, brightness, and adding a softening filter, and so on. The amount of control that this camcorder gives you is very liberating if you're used to working within the confines of most consumer model video cameras. You'll find lots of professional settings at a consumer price point. The only problem is you have to dig through touchscreen menus to access most of those semi-pro features. On a larger semi-pro camera, many of them would already be laid out on the camera body. Let me take a minute to talk about the 3.5-inch LCD on the G20. This is a touchscreen LCD, which is not my favorite, but that's just a personal preference. Aside from that, the 922,000 dot screen covers nearly 100% of your shooting scene. So the video that you see in the field should match what you see when you bring the footage into your editing software. Along the left-hand side of the screen are a few controls, including an easy button to switch between manual and autofocus. The G20 has the fast autofocus that you'd expect from a video camera, and just below that is the pre-record button. This feature will start recording 3 seconds before you press the start and stop button. It's great if you're working in unpredictable situations when you don't know exactly when you want to start recording, but you don't want to risk missing something. If it's too sunny for the LCD, or you just prefer to use the 260,000 dot electronic viewfinder, you'll find the improved eye cup, which blocks out all of the surrounding light, works really well. It pulls out of the camera and is comfortable to use. It's very bright. Canon is taking the worry of running out of memory off your mind by equipping the G20 with 32 gigabytes of built-in memory that supports up to 12 hours of HD video in the LP recording mode, or almost 3 hours in the highest quality setting. In addition to that, you'll find 2 SD card slots, which can be used for backup when the internal memory gets full. And while I always recommend shooting on a tripod, if I were caught shooting handheld without a rig or any kind of stabilizer, this is the camcorder that I'd want to have. Canon's Dynamic Super Range Optical Image Stabilizer provides continuous adjustment throughout the entire zoom range to correct a broad range of motion. This means that even when you're zoomed in and shooting handheld, possibly the hardest condition to get stable video in, the G20 is going to work internally to keep the video from becoming too jerky. While I found it to be better than most camcorders, I'd still recommend using a tripod. This entire package is driven by Canon's Digic DV3 processor. A few other nice features that caught my attention are the microphone, HDMI out port, and mini advanced accessory shoe. The built-in microphone has 3 positions. It lets you adjust your audio recording to suit your situation. Front for monaural recording, like if you're talking to a subject at a close range in a quiet spot. Regular for normal stereo effect, and rear for a wider, more enhanced stereo effect. You'll also find a 3.5mm microphone jack for an external microphone and a headphone jack so you can monitor your audio while recording. Aside from a standard component out port, you'll also find a mini USB and mini HDMI port. That way you can have full HD output to a screen from the camera. The accessory shoe will allow you to add on a host of on-camera lights or microphones. Those accessories may help you put a more professional seal on your work. Overall, this feels like a top-notch consumer camcorder that captures video that looks semi-pro while employing some semi-pro features. I'm Mia McCormick. Thanks for watching.
For more information, please visit us online, give us a call, or stop by our New York City Superstore. You can also connect with us on the web.